Joining us now to speak about that fixture as well as the late kickoff between Stade Francais and the Stormers is sports journalist Nathan Gogela. Nathan, a very good afternoon and thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Kwena. Thank you very much and good day to listeners as well.
Let's start with the two games, well, two must-win games really for both teams, but the Bulls, they welcome back Willie Le Roux. How important will he be for the Bulls?
We've seen how Willie Le Roux was for the Springboks and how he has been thus far for the Bulls, creating linking play there at the back for the Bulls on attack, creating space in the outside for the wings. It's good to have Willie back, but unfortunately they're missing out on the two Springbok wingers in Kenan Moody and Kurtley Orense. Willie Le Roux, experienced candidate there at the back for the Bulls.
And speaking of players who are returning, Madosh also returns to his stomping ground. How valuable will he be?
Madosh Tambwe has played for the Sharks, played for the Bulls. He understands the Bulls, how the Bulls play. So he has spoken to Jake White, the coach of the Bulls, during the week. Obviously they'll be looking out for him. Seven Williams and Sebastian de Klerk, the two wingers of the Blue Bulls, will be looking out for him. He's a very good player. He's good in the air and good on his feet as well.
So how do the Bulls stop Bordeaux? Because, this is a side that is unbeaten. They come to Loftus unbeaten. What does Jake White need to do in his charges to end this unbeaten run?
Yeah, so Bordeaux do start very well. Every single game they played thus far, they start very well. They really qualify for the Champions Cup in last 16. So it's very important that Bulls start very well at home. They haven't lost at home to European teams in the competition thus far. It's very important they start very well. They do have an experienced bench as well for the Bulls. So it's going to be a tight tussle, especially in the first 20 minutes.
So where do you see it going? Do the Bulls, courtesy of a home ground, returning players, does that give them an advantage?
I think the early start with altitude and the heat as well at Loftus does pay advantage for the Blue Bulls. They haven't lost a game in the Champions Cup against the European teams at home. So, advantage Bulls. But again, Bordeaux do come with experience, that type 5. International players. Carlos Sadu, who's played for the Lions, understands how the Bulls play. They've got Big Ben Tamaifuna, international for Tonga as well. So experienced type 5 for Bordeaux. So it's going to come down to the scrum battle, the lineouts, and how they want to expose the outside backs of Bordeaux.
Well, you speak about the Bulls having a very good record at home, especially when it comes to European sides. But the Stormers, their away record has just been too bad. They are away again. How do they turn things around? Do they have what it takes to turn things around, especially their away form?
Yeah, so I spoke to John Dobson yesterday regarding their away record against European teams. They've lost 4 games this season against European teams. They did touch on a few things they want to change in terms of the breakdown, the contestable kicks, and now they're playing on a 4G pitch. It's going to be a tough battle for the Stormers, but they do understand the conditions. Yes, they have the likes of Warri Galant, who does understand Paris very well. They've got Manu Lebok. These guys have played overseas before, so they understand the conditions, the hostility of the crowd. So it's going to come down to contestable kicks, a breakdown, and how they handle the ball on attack.
Speaking of conditions, this 4G turf that the Stormers will be playing at, how much of a role will that play? And will the Stormers be able to adapt and adjust to those conditions?
Yeah, so John Dobson did say that the turf, it seems like it's an AstroTurf. It's so thin. It's not really suitable for the tight forwards. It is not suitable for them. But again, let's see what happens. They have played during the season on the 4G pitch. So again, for the Stormers, they just want to make sure they control the basics very well on the 4G pitch.
Let's then look at the opposition in Stade Francais. They're playing at home. Where will the danger be in terms of just what the Stormers need to be cautious of going into this game?
I think if you look at the blueprint on how to beat the Stormers, they obviously Stade Francais. If I was them, I would look at the teams that's beaten the Stormers with the likes of Leicester Tigers. Le Rochelle came very close as well. I think the main point there was the breakdown, the contestable kicks, something that John Dobson has spoken about during the week. They're trying to fix. Obviously, with the retention of Wargeland moving from the bench to starting does help in the air as well at the back. So there is cover at the back for the Stormers. So I think for them, if you want to stop the Stormers, they need to make sure that they have less or slower ball at breakdown, because they do have flashy outside backs, and obviously Hachiva Daiman is on the bench. He has been on form as well, so they do have some bling, as they call it, on the bench as well.
Well, as we end the conversation, Nathan, the South African teams, and looking at how they've been performing, I mean, where do you think our hope should be in terms of getting at least something positive at the end of the Champions Cup?
I think it's what's important now is all teams want to make sure they win their home games. This is the last pool game before the playoff stages or let me say the last 16. So I think all teams want to make sure they guarantee themselves a place in the last 16. How they ensure this is by winning the game against Stade Francais and Bordeaux today for the Bulls and the Stormers respectively.
Nathan Gogela, thank you so much for coming through to speak to us. Appreciate your time and your insight. Sports journalist Nathan Gogela talking to us as we look ahead to those two games. The Bulls are playing at home, the Stormers are also playing away, and hoping that there will be some cheer for South African rugby fans.